What is up everyone, it's TK and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a new strategy with the Super Valkyries because obviously this troop is not being looked at because of the way it's a super troop and you cannot take any cleanup or there's certain things around it, whereas yeah, maybe there is better strategies, but I finally came up with one that is very efficient. So let's dive in and see how this strategy works. Alright, first base we have this double poison, whereas actually double poisons are the ones that are a bit more toxic for the for the Super Valkyries, just because they slow them down. These troops are too quick and the rage they deploy is very good for the healers that I've put in this strategy. Now, we have a little RC walk where usually I was gonna tell you you need the clan castle pool, but that is going to be most of the cases on actually double rage towers, because obviously you don't want to dive into double rage and there is then triple ice golem. It's going to be toxic. So I'm going to now activate this royal champion charge back to back with the invisibility, and once I know she's not safe anymore I will recall her. But unfortunately we lost the fox trying to finish that multi-archer tower with the giant arrow, but it didn't happen. Now we have an ice golem where you can see if there's a toxic outer defenses, you can use it so the P.E.K.K.A.s can do better. Now look at this push. We're gonna dive in with these wall breakers into the base with everything we have, and usually I would say just drop one Valkyrie first before you deploy everything else. It will die quickly on the outside, which will then let your healers heal everything up quicker even from the outside of the base. You need to kind of know, okay, how can I get the perfect value from these rage spells? Sometimes you may not need a rage spell in the core. This is where you can see once your Valkyries start dying, your King, RC and the healers will be inside mini rage spells, and this is insane. Now you can see why we got 3 wall breakers in this army. Sometimes it's good to have your queen also getting access to certain defenses that the army cannot reach. I have a free spell for that monolith, and guys, look how crushing this back end is going to be with my own rage spell on that side. And the base is gone. Simple as that. With 1 minute left on this attack, even though we did an RC charge. It's crazy. It's insane how this strategy works. And I'm honestly here to tell you that I actually love this strategy myself. So let's move on to the second hit. Alright, second hit. Now here is where I can tell you to pull the CC, because the rage towers are toxic. Okay, like it's good because you can get through them too quickly with the Super Valkyries. But obviously if there is a very toxic clan castle like triple ice, it will stall you in the core, and if you have bad spell placement like myself in this attack, you're gonna struggle. So yeah, that would be my tip. But unfortunately, this base was decently designed. Look at the way it has so many layers of the walls. So it's tough to get through it, and the only way to dive into the base is from the monolith side, because obviously you can see the path narrow down into the core. We lost the fox. It's unfortunate. Sometimes it happens. Try your best so you can keep it alive. But now we're going to go in with the RC recalled. Now, from the top hand side, one thing you can do is to try to make sure the queen stays alive. Every attack, that should be your goal, because the Valkyries and the King and RC, they will always get the core. It's always about your cleanup and the way the queen can handle all those layers on the back end. So keep her alive. I'm going with the Valkyries, King, Warden, Loons, Healers, my own Royal Champion, Headhunters, Wallbreakers, and the jump spell. Everything down the middle. You can see I didn't need that first rage because my Valkyrie died on the outside, which means the healers are raged up. Now this is where, guys, they actually had 2 of those new troops, and they actually were quite annoying. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, they did so much damage to the Valkyries and it was crazy. But we got so many traps in the core. This is where usually I would pop that Warden ability to catch those loons, but unfortunately things died out. But notice this, we still got my own rage spell, which I use for the RC. King is still raged up with that healer and also Super Valkyries. RC is doing amazing on the back end, and notice the Queen. This is where I tell you, this back end layers are the ones that Queen will have to get. Sometimes your Valkyries is not going to survive till the back end. Sometimes your RC might not survive till the back end, which she usually do. Don't worry, she usually do. And this is how you crush these bases, guys. Like, honestly, it's done and dusted. The Valkyries, all they need to do is to crush the core. Later on, the queen and your RC on the back end or some cleanup can always get the rest of the base. Now, guys, I absolutely love this army. As I said, like, it's a very good army to try to be like, yeah, you know, I know how to use the Super Valkyries. This is how, this is this. You can showcase it to your clanmates, and I think they would absolutely love it. So let's dive into a double poison, but this time we're gonna actually go straight into the town hall. Yes, I want to show you this because obviously you can go opposite side, but sometimes because we don't have the town hall poison, you can always go dive into it. There's no bomb, there's no poison, and the Giga Bomb is behind it, so you can keep and delay the warden ability. All you need to do is to funnel a corner. Usually on any base, always go with the RC charge on the corner because it gives you access to the other side queen and the siege barracks and then Valkyries in between. So RC, you can see how I'm timing with the fox. Obviously, usually these types and these types of RC charges always have some traps, and we again lost the fox. It's crazy, it's insane. Now you can see I'm going to recall the RC, but now with the Queen Giant Arrow, we can actually take down that Fire Spitter very nicely, going with the Siege Barracks and the Wall Breaker because I want to have them go inside the base and get a few major defenses. Notice this, the Wall Breaker was nice, but yeah, it kind of could have been better, but still. We have the Valkyries, going with the healers, going with Headhunters, RC, and this is where the Rage Valkyrie can help you. Look at this, the Rage on the outside is amazing. You can delay your own Rage deeper into the base and delay that Warden ability if needed, but I wanted to keep more Valkyries alive, so I went with the Warden ability even before taking down the Town Hall. My own Valkyrie is doing amazing. I'm going to give Queen access to another layer. This is where all you need to do is to see which area you need spells. Okay, is your RC going away from the army? Is your king fine? Is your ability of the king going to be inside this core, or you're gonna jump and use the rage to go deeper and pop the king ability? Do you keep the queen alive? These are the questions you need to be asking yourself. I didn't see the value with queen being alive, but I saw the value with royal champion having her ability and 2 free spells, which can be absolutely insane for the backend. This is why you have these spells, guys. The free spells are for nothing else. You want the Valkyries to die. You want your king to die for that Phoenix to test for your healers. It's not about those troops. These free spells are mainly for your RC on the back end or your queen on the side of the base, where you can keep her alive so she can finish the base off for you. And this is also a crushing attack with 2 Valkyries on the side, RC and Warden alive. We got clean up, even the mini Warden is alive. What a G, what an absolutely beast. But let's move on to the next hit. Okay, we have a double invisibility setup, and I wanted to showcase this because these type of bases are the ones whereas you need to activate one of them with the RC, activate the other one with the giant arrow. That's how it's done, and I wanted to go from this side again because of the clan castle pool. So we have a very narrowed path to that invisibility, so the world champion can activate it. But guys, every single one of these attacks, my fox dies. This should show you the power of RC in this strategy. She just doesn't die, guys, even till the end. You saw how I showed you in every single one of those attacks, like, even without a fox, like, she's not going invisible in the core. She's just behind a massive force of super Valkyries with Rage the healers. Like, it's amazing how she can work out. Now, look at this giant arrow to activate the invisibility tower, going with the siege barracks on the side of the base, trying to get the funnel done for our super Valkyries. Now, I did drop one to help the queen with the witches, going with Ice Golem, which actually, yeah, what are the chances, right? Still, let's just move on through this base. Now, do not forget the jump spell. It's one of the key things. If you forget it, sometimes the king comes back out. In this strategy, if your king moves to the outside of the base, you may fail. It's just the reality of it. So, going to the core, this is where you choose if you're gonna rage or you're gonna let your Valkyries die. But my Valkyries was a bit behind, so I was just like double thinking. But I was like, you know what? Let's give them a chance. Look at these healers going inside this rage pool very soon. We got the king ability, we got Valkyries. Unfortunately, the minion prince really hurt us because my royal champion did end up going away from the army. And it can happen. Why not? It's bases. You don't know what's gonna happen. But be ready. Keep those spells. Look at my spells. I know because the RC went to the outside, I will have to keep something alive for the back end. So this is where you can use the freeze pull, keep this everything going. You can see the healers still being alive, King and Valkyries on the outside. This is again those layers where I'm telling you, every time you get the core, the base is done because you're always gonna have troops for the back end and especially your queen. This base is getting absolutely wrecked in this strategy, and obviously I hope you guys enjoyed this because obviously I thought about a lot of these things with this army that I could bring it to you, and again the link of it will be down below in the description. Let me know what else you want to see in future, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care and peace.